Hannah Ferguson from Cheek Media did mention that the term seems to be weaponised against women.
I've never heard that word associated with a male podcaster, commentator, or businessman. To my knowledge, the same criticism was not levelled at the Batuta Advocate or Mark Bouris for their demeanour, interview style, or lines of questioning. Dim lighting and the branding of honest, blokey conversation is enough for men to be left alone by the public and the media. But for women, it's superficial, dangerous, unprofessional, and a failure.
So how does this play out for men who are in the space?
Yes, men in the space get labeled, as she rightly said, as podcasters, as creators. You know, if you think about somebody like Joe Rogan, he arguably has way more influence than the majority of people who have a podcast or have a platform in the world. And he's influencing primarily young men. If you asked somebody, how would you describe Joe Rogan? They probably wouldn't say an influencer. They would probably say a podcaster, a media personality.
Could I push back a bit that we think about someone like Andrew Tate, seen as a very negative influence on young men? I've often heard the word influencer attached to him.
I think because Andrew Tate's content primarily existed on social media. I mean, he did have a podcast, but for the most part, he's been largely deplatformed because he was using social media primarily to target his audience. I could see how people might call him that, but he also doesn't have a lot of respect in the industry, which is part of what we were saying about women in the industry, right? Women, quote unquote, influencers.